how does the yellow first down line actually work? Because even though it seems fairly simple, it's actually one of the most complex pieces of sports technology that almost never even existed at all. Let me explain. See, back in 1995, an upstart TV network called Fox was trying to get more people to watch hockey. So their team of engineers embedded a sensor inside of the puck to make it light up on the broadcast. And even though the glow puck never caught on, the engineering team that developed it left Fox Sports in 1998 to create their own company called Sportvision. And what they managed to pull off in just their first year still blows my mind today. See, when Sportvision decided that they wanted to try and give fans at home a visual representation of where the first down line actually is, they knew that the biggest problem they'd have to solve for is the fact that the scene for a football broadcast is always changing. Not only are there at least 3 different cameras being used to capture the action, but each one of those cameras is constantly tilting, zooming, and panning independently of each other to follow the ball. Not to mention football fields are slightly curved to help drain water, and players are constantly running through where the imaginary line is supposed to be. All of which makes superimposing a straight yellow line onto your TV a lot more difficult than most people realize. So how did they do it? Well, first Sportvision had to create a unique 3D model of each field using laser surveying tools to account for their unique shapes and curves. They then combine that information with sensors in each camera and feed that data into a computer model that generates what appears to be a perfectly straight line regardless of the camera angle. Still, that's not even the coolest part, because if you've ever wondered why players are able to seemingly walk over the line like it's painted on the grass, that's because Sportvision's computer models are constantly sampling the different shades of green and brown on the field depending on the lighting conditions, and only superimposing the yellow line on those specific colors. Then, as an added safety measure, the computer model is told to actively exclude the colors in both teams' uniforms. Now, pulling this off every Sunday requires 8 computers, which actually redraw the line 60 times per second, as well as at least 4 people who help input the correct yardage line into the system. But maybe the craziest part of this whole story is the fact that 3 years after debuting the now iconic yellow line, Fox decided to get rid of it in 2001 as a cost-saving measure, since back then it cost $25,000 per game to generate it. However, after an outcry from fans, they decided to bring it back that same year. And honestly, I don't know if I could watch football without it.